time I see something from tonight's conversation, it's on the same side of the line. And it is very confusing. I don't know what I just heard, what the purpose of it was. It's a man arguing at a woman arguing at a man, and there's no solution. There's no takeaway. It's all sensationalism. And one thing that I know is happening is money is being made, but there's no progress being made. And then a lot of times, if it's progress, we're going to feel it. And so my thing is, I'm not with the confusion and the games. I'm very direct in what I say. I'm very real about what I stand on. And at this stage in our life, especially in the Black race, we need results. We need solutions. We need progression. We need we need healthy families and we need marriage.
I keep saying, hold on, I want to respond to that because again,
are you married?
No, I'm not. Again.
So how
hey brother, I done let you get your long little monologues out, and I just want to respond. What I'm saying to you is, I wish you would say "I" more when you speak. This is how I feel. This is what I think. This is the path. Because my only issue with what you're saying is you're not including that, brother. If that works for you, great. But you have to understand that people that come ask questions that are at our shows, they're asking about them having casual sex. They're asking about this heartbreak that they didn't experience. They're asking about how do they find themselves again, how to have self-forgiveness, how to do this, that, and other. They're asking about a host of different things, brother. And sometimes I'm the most qualified person to speak to their experience or to give them advice on it. Sometimes it's Kitty. Sometimes it's Trip, the person you said, oddly, never been that guy, but I've known Trip since we were kids and he's always been that guy. My point I'm trying to make is it would probably benefit to do a little bit more homework here. You know what I'm saying? And that's me being respectful. And then when you speak to every clip that you've seen, every 60-second clip that you've seen may speak more about your algorithm than you think. Brother, we post a host of different clips. If you go down our page right now, you'll see 4 or 5 clips on forgiveness. You'll see 4 or 5 clips on motherhood. You'll see 4 or 5 clips on us progressing as Black people in this country. And my point is, even further, if you want to actually watch the episodes, you'll get a further context. Brother, I can't speak for your algorithm, brother. Yes, we post a whole different.
Let me not on my algorithm. I'm just correcting you. Not on my algorithm.
Let me finish. Let me finish. I let you finish your monologues.
No, I just don't want you to put out false things because we do grab
like you are.
I'm just letting you know that it's not from my algorithm.
Right. So if you haven't, so what I'm saying is, if you haven't properly, this is my thing, and I respect your work, and I would love to have you on the panel. I think even coming to a show, you would see how different of an experience than what you think it actually is, how it would be. But what I would say is this: whether it's your algorithm or not, whether it's people sending it to you or not, yes, we post all we host and field a whole bunch of different questions from people from different walks of life and experiences. And so, yes, one question may be quote unquote sensationalized, but that was a real question from an audience member. This question may be like, man, how do I find my confidence again after postpartum depression? And that's a clip that got just as many viral views. This question might be about somebody having casual sex and being flown out. But this question was about a woman saying, you know what, I feel like a single mother, even though I'm married. What do I do? And that clip got 10, 15 million views too. I can't speak to just a few clips that you've seen. And so when you're using that to frame, hold on, excuse me. When you're using that to frame and say,
hey, calm down though, bro. Because you're getting a little too much bass in your voice. So
hold tight. Hey, Mr. Gaskins. Mr. Gaskins. Mr. Gaskins, first of all, here's the thing. Anybody has watched my videos know I talk that way. Brother, when you say some stuff like that, you know what you're saying, dog. What I'm saying is you got on a platform and you're spreading misinformation. You're spreading misinformation. You say don't spread misinformation about an algorithm, but you got on this platform and you've already admitted that you ain't really deep dived in our content and you speaking as if you know what we are doing. And so when you want to take your bait,
listen, I got a question.
That's what he's doing.
Let's 1 second.
Hey, so let me ask you this question because we got the super chats coming in, and I think this is a question that the chat really wants to know. and shout out to Beautify by Lorraine. She says, if the goal is marriage, how can someone give relationship advice that leads to a successful marriage if they are not married?
So the answer to the question is, if that person's individual goal is marriage. I want to first say that. If that person's individual goal is marriage, that's one thing. And for that being said, there are people, to Tony's point, that have navigated that course and can give better insight if the goal is to be married. And you can look at to their track history. This is why we have married people on our panel.
Okay.
But not everybody's goal in dating is marriage. Brothers, you know, for every one person that's dating to try to find marriage, there's 3 or 4 people dating just to find themselves. There's 4 or 5 people dating in an experimental way. There's 6 or 7 people dating just to distract themselves from a heartbreak. So not everybody that's out here dating is dating to be married. And some people are dating just for fun. They're dating from a recreational sense. We can up here on this podcast say, oh, in a perfect world, everybody would be dating for marriage. But this world ain't perfect. Most of your listeners have been led on or are misled or time has been wasted on somebody they thought was intentionally dating, but that person was just recreational or experimental dating. So my point is, yes, if the goal is marriage and 2 people link and both of their goals are united as marriage, yes, a spiritual path for that is and spiritual advice is a good place to start. Somebody like Tony will be a great place to start, but getting to a person and finding a person and avoiding people that are not there to get you there is also a path too. And there are people that have been in this dating situation so long that they know how to recognize red flags a little bit better than people that haven't. And so those people have a voice too, and those people reach people too. So for us to act like we live in this idealistic world where everything is how it should be, and we're not dealing with a whole bunch of BS in this dating situation, I just think is out of touch, for real.
Now let me say this, because it's some people in the chat now that's a little worried. The thing is, both of you.
This is nuts.
All right, let's get to go ahead, Tia. You go to Sam.
This is crazy.
I understand what they're both saying. It's definitely is Tony older? Is he older?
I think Tony is like 38 or 37, something like that.
They only like 4 years apart. 35 is Ace and 39 is Tony.
Okay. I think Tony gives off a judgmental personality, if that makes sense. It seems like, I mean, to Ace's defense, and I have attended his shows, they talk about relationship. They give relationship advice. There's more than one person on the panel that's married. So to give, like Ace said, a blanket statement when you haven't even done the proper research, you're definitely spreading misinformation. The shows are ratchet, not sexy red ratchet, but the DJs be lit. They definitely get the crowd going, but they definitely answer and give out feedback from their audience members. And dating, before you start dating, you should be able to date yourself. You should be able to love yourself first. So if you're asking questions about heartbreak or how to move on or how to deal with certain things just for your own personal experience, I feel like that's dating advice. Now, I do believe it is, you can get better insight from a married person if you like, or if you're seeking advice as far as like marriage, if your intentions are to be married. But I don't feel like if you're single, I don't feel like an opinion should be dismissed. You have your own experiences, you can speak on your own experiences. And like Ace said, you may be able to see more red flags than not. but I don't believe that one person's opinion is better than
Hey Tia, I'm interested in what exactly is ratchet about it.
no, it's just lit.
What does that mean?
Like it's just turned up.
It's a vibe. It's definitely a vibe.
Yeah,
When you go in
it's a
there, they
vibe.
whatever city you in, they find the old school music for your city
Yeah.
specifically. They cater it to that audience. The whole thing is set up in a way where it feel like a lounge for adults, where they come up, and you have to go to the show to understand the clips don't represent what that show really shows. The sensational clips be somebody asking them a crazy question and they try their best to get them a qualified answer.
Yeah,
of course.
And the answers aren't even ratchet though. Like they give out great responses.
I only ask that because you use the term ratchet twice. So ratchet for me to hear ratchet, that has a very.
I was just referring back to what Ruth said. She said she attended the show and it was ratchet. So I was just saying it was ratchet, but going back to the sexy red topic, it's not sexy red ratchet. That's all I was just trying to say.
Was there a stripper there or no?
No, not at the show that I attended in Chicago.
I think the problem is it's almost as if
it was a stripper at that show.
Yeah, mine it was like they was in the dark and it was a stripper. I seen.
Oh no, I didn't bring that to Chicago.
Yeah, I was in Chicago, so I didn't see no stripper.
I think the problem here is like, because the first thing that he did was he criticized Tony on his advice, right? That was the first thing he said. You over here giving blank in the clip, he said you're giving blanket advice for a bunch of people who may have different experiences or have different reasons for why they want to do the things they do. That's like going to a Christian and asking a Christian how to sin. How do I commit this sin, or how do I do this, or how do I operate when I'm doing this? Like, it's the same exact thing. You don't go to somebody who's operating on a specific purpose on how they do things and then tell them to mold or bend a message to fit or to create a pathway for other people to do things that you don't necessarily align with. And now I don't agree with him denigrating the person's show by saying all y'all is a bunch of ratchets over there doing whatever. But if you ask this man how to go about something, he gives you a principled way of going about it. That's his principal way of going about it. And if he has just as much right to criticize your show and say, hey, look, from the things that I've recognized regarding the things that y'all say on the show, there is no real, like, you're not really giving any real dating advice because there's no purpose to it.
But he's never even seen the show to even give that statement. Like, that's.
But he clarified it though. He literally got on there and said that most people that's going to his show, they're going on the show and they're dating just because they're not dating with any intention.
He didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that. And that's not even what I was basing it off of. What I was basing it off of was what Ace said. He said over here.
No, that's what I'm saying. Ace said
people date for this reason.
He said that most people.
He said that there are a wide variety of
reasons. Is that not the truth though? Everybody isn't dating for marriage.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be in the date. You can't be dating, and then you're in the dating pool, and then say that it's shit in the dating pool, and you're one of the people that's not dating to get married. That's the whole point of dating.
That's the whole.
You know I'm not sure who said that. I'm not
Ace
sure
said that. That's literally what he just said. He literally just said
that he's not. He said that he's dating with no intentions of getting married.
Yeah.
So y'all.
No, that's not what he said.
So y'all,
he said
I have
verbatim.
the way.
Let me finish.
Hold on 1 second, y'all. We're gonna let Viz finish. Casey, we got to get Jazz and Shan and Trev in there because they have not spoken, y'all.
Yeah, my bad.
Waiting.
I'm gonna just say this because I did write this down, but he did say verbatim that there are people that are dating with no intention of getting married. They're dating because of heartbreak. They're dating because of all of these reasons that you should not be dating for. Like if you're not dating for marriage, get the fuck out the street. You know, it's that simple. So it shouldn't even, that platform should not even exist if that's not what you're there for. That's a very simple analogy.
This is the world that we in, though.
But that's the problem. Like I
so
don't
having a platform like
this
this to help bridge the gap.
There is no gap to bridge. There's no gap to bridge. Life is made up of choices.
Something when we were talking about parenting, and it's like you have to open up that relationship and build that trust by having your children come to you with any problem without you having any judgment, anything, but y'all giving judgment to these people that are experiencing issues within their own dating world, but then you say we don't give them a platform to ask these questions to bring clarity to their own lives.
As a culture,
it sounds like judgment.
It is judgment. It is judgment, and we should be judging. The reasoning why we're in the position that we're in now, our culture that we're in now, we just had this whole conversation about Sexy Red, is because there is no judgment, right?
Only God can judge. We can only
no, fuck all that.
We can only all we can do is try to come up with resolution.
The question that I was going to ask Marcus before the second video, well, this previous video was just played. The question that I was going to ask is that in that situation, if you were married and divorced, if you had a bad breakup and you're looking to date again, if you single, whatever the case may be, those values of marriage does not change. You're still looking for the same exact thing. You're still looking for a man that's going to provide and protect you and all the other shit. And you're still going to be looking for a woman that is going to nurture and birth and bring into more life. And it's still the same shit. To be there to support you, it's going to be the same. None of that changes.